So, ladies and gentlemen, the WASHOKU World Challenge 2015, thank you very much for coming. So we have just heard a keynote, and as two gentlemen already mentioned, non-Japanese chefs have been working hard to spread the wonderful characteristics of WASHOKU around the world. We are now going to announce winners of WASHOKU World Challenge 2015, and also we are going to have the awarding ceremony. WASHOKU World Challenge 2015 is a Japanese cuisine competition for foreign chefs held with the objective to find excellent, talented chefs of Japanese cuisine in the world and charm more people in the world with WASHOKU. This is the second competition, and it received 110 entries from 27 countries and regions. Having passed the first and second screenings, 10 finalists took part in the final round here in Kyoto yesterday, and they will be appearing on the stage in a minute. And we are here today to announce the winners and give the awards. Please stay with us till the end of the ceremony. Prior to the announcement, we would like to introduce to you the members of the jury. First, President of Sakae Sushi, Masayoshi Kazato, Kihachi Kumagai, Chief Advisor to IB, Yoshihiro Takahashi, 15th generation chef, Hyogo Nanzenji, Professor Toru Fushiki, Graduate School of Kyoto University, Mr. Lee Win, WASHOKU Challenge 2013 winner, and Mr. Masayoshi Yonemura, the chef of restaurant Yonemura, and Mr. Aran Dukas. And on their behalf, we have Mr. Kihashi Kumagai, chef advisor to IB. I will introduce to you the 10 finalists who took part in the final round, and all of them are presented with the plaque as a commemoration. First is Jaran Deepak from Thailand. He is the head chef at a Japanese restaurant in Bangkok, Nanohana. Among the finalists, he is the only one who returned to make his challenge for the second time. He was scouted by Hiroshi Isaki, the master of Yosaka Ryori Nanohana, and has learned from him all the knowledge and skills of Japanese cooking. The dish he presented steamed cowfish with ebimo, edos, and soba. He selected ingredients associated with Kyoto, such as cowfish and edos. By steaming, he brought out the original taste and combined them with a mixed bonito and kelp dash and nori and wasabi. Next is Miss Go Jiu from Korea. She worked as a golfwear designer for nearly 20 years, a very unique, unusual career indeed. At present, she studies at Hattori Nutrition College in Tokyo. As a designer, she had opportunities to dine at Japanese restaurants in London and Paris. She became intrigued with kaiseki ryori, serving individual dishes to each guest. Her cuisine this time is harmony Western-style nikujaga. She wanted to arrange nikujaga, popularly served dish in Japanese families, to make something that goes well with wine eaten in fancy restaurant. Nikujaga in a single dish she placed on a plate. Nikujaga having robust sweetness, covered it with mashed potatoes and arranged a wagyu diced steak. Mr. Kyo Giltek from Korea. He is the head chef of Japanese food at the Ritz-Carlton Seoul. In addition to working in the kitchen of the hotel, he is active in many areas, including teaching Japanese cuisine at the hotel's cooking club and appearing on TV programs to demonstrate his skills. He has created for the competition crab dumplings steamed in the shell. The key ingredient is the surimi, having a distinct flavor of fish and a soft texture. Its whiteness enhances other ingredients. He emphasized the redness of crab meat with surimi, the white. He makes sure to arrange the 5 colors, green, red, yellow, white, and black, that are the basis of Japanese and Korean cookings. Mr. Usman Khan from Pakistan. He is a sushi chef at Nobu, Cape Town, a creative Japanese restaurant in South Africa, Cape Town. He was intrigued by sushi, as he had only ever eaten fish cooked. Fascinated by the flavorings of sushi, he determined to make his way in the world as a cook. His entry in the challenge is sweet miso and jalapeno seared salmon sashimi. The salmon is soaked in a marinade of miso, dashi broth, and ponzu vinegar, and then the finishing touch is the dash of sauce that contains jalapeno. He used jalapeno to offer a wide range of flavor that combines umami, tartness, and spice in one dish. Simple but complex is what he was aiming for. And Mr. Wasara Tusharas Mudian Serage from Sri Lanka. He is a senior chef at Kiku in Blue Meridian, Dubai. He was advised by the Japanese head chef not to eat food containing spices for 6 months to really appreciate the Japanese palate. His entry in the challenge simmered soris with pickled plums, which is a WASHOKU classic. He chose this dish as a symbol of his quest for Japanese authenticity in the Middle East, a place so far away from Japan. One sori is flavored with needle-cut ginger, and the other with the thinly sliced over shiso to offer 2 variations.
Mr. Gonzalo Santiago Buster, he's a Mexican. He is a head chef at Sangre del Valle in Mexico City. After graduating high school, he joined Restaurant Santry. In the 90s, he came to Japan twice to receive a long-term training to learn the authentic taste. This is Mount Fuji in early spring, turnip stuffed with crab dumpling. The crab, radish, and turnip are used with just specific winter ingredients. Yam is grounded, depicted as a snow on top of crab dumpling. Radish is included in the sauce, and minced shrimp is depicting the early spring flowers. Next, Miss Jo So-young. She is from Korea. 10 years ago, she came to Japan to learn the language, and she was attracted by Washoku. She currently is with Tsuji Culinary Institute. Her favorite washoku is one in kaiseki, and in this competition, she also presents one. It's seafood with tomato and turnip and savory broth. Also, is a dish served for royal court in Korea with white fish, vegetables, and egg. This is a collaboration between washoku and a Korean food in one. Also, is simple and elegant in taste. Tomato is added for umami. To lessen its sourness, turnip is added to strike a better balance. Next, Mr. Daniel Codini. He is an Italian. He trained himself at many important European well-known restaurants. His wife is a Japanese patissier, and he started working at Washing Ocean House in London from its opening. Currently, he is a senior sous chef. And this is yellowtail and beef net. The fatty yellowtail is a popular plate at Yashin Ocean, where 90% of the guests are locals. This fatty, juicy taste of yellowtail is combined with yuzu miso with the beef net steamed with teriyaki sauce to provide refreshing taste. Green pea puree is added for its crispiness. Next, Mr. Alan Pate. He's an American born in Hawaii. He had many opportunities to encounter Japanese food ever since he was small. At age of 20, he started his career as sushi chef. Currently, he is the sushi chef at Shiro after being trained at Gonpachi Nishiazabu in Tokyo. This is Tonyu Shabu Shabu. It's not just beef, but Shabu Shabu uses fresh seafood to newness, and soy milk is used as a stock. The boiled skin made with the sauce is topped with sea urchin with a taste of black truffle, which is salty, and white truffle and radish is included in the sauce to dip. Lastly, Nasrullah Awadin is an Indonesian. He currently works at WASHOKU-DO as a cook at Jakarta. Japanese food, he says, is simple, but it is a special dish. This is Wagyu yuzu steak. The beef is coated and left with yuzu pepper for a while, and then it is staked. The flavory yuzu jam is used as a sauce which serves as an accent. This is not well cooked as the Indonesian prefer, but it is medium rare. This way of cooking the beef requires subtleness. So we have 10 finalists on the stage.
Now, the three prize winners are going to be soon announced. Time to announce the winners of the WASHOKU Challenge 2015. First, bronze prize. That's a very difficult selection process here, and opinions were divided among the jury members. So, high skills or basics of Japanese cooking and was appreciated in one person, and originality of the Japanese cooking was also appreciated in another. So there are two winners for bronze prize. Bronze prize goes to Cho Soyeon, Mr. Cho Soyeon, and Mr. Gonzalo Santiago Bautista. Congratulations. Congratulations. So two finalists won the bronze prize. Ms. Cho Soyeon and Mr. Gonzalo Santiago Bautista. Madam Abe is going to present the prize. Seafood with tomato and turnip savory broth combination with Korean food, and Mr. Gonzalo Santiago Bautista expressed early spring by presenting Mount Fuji in early spring turnip stuffed with crab dumpling. The basics of Japanese cooking was appreciated in Ms. Cho Soyeon, and originality was highly appreciated in Mr. Gonzalo Santiago Bautista's entry. So, two finalists have won the bronze prize. So the next prize I would like to announce is the gold prize. Are you all ready for this announcement? It's exciting, isn't it? So, gold prize.
WASHOKU Challenge 2015
WASHOKU Challenge 2015 gold prize goes to Mr. Jalan Dipa. Fish steamed with satorimo, edos, and soba. And then a gold prize trophy is to be presented by Madam Congratulations. He is the head chef at Osaka Ryori Nanohana in Bangkok. I'm sure that for him. Mr. Jalan Deepak, this is the second challenge for him to enter in this competition, and congratulations for winning the gold prize. And now the side prize is going to be given to the winners, a knife and a Toishi whetstone. Knife for sashimi, and it is made of a platinum and handmade, and whetstone, blue and white whetstones. Governor Yamada of Kyoto Prefecture is going to present those prizes that go with the award. So today we are presenting just a catalog, and real knives and whetstones will be delivered later. I'm sure that he is going to upgrade his skills with the knife, which is going to be given, and create a wonderful world of Washoku. Congratulations.
Mada is going to issue you a message. Congratulations. I'd also like to congratulate all the 10 finalists. At this time, we are presenting the cooking knife from Kyoto. For any chef and cooks, it's like a sword for samurai. Hope that you will keep it with you, but not while you're flying. Please keep it away from you, and I hope that you would enjoy this cooking knife. Congratulations. Thank you very much, Governor Yamada. The 10 finalists are here on the stage. Now, on behalf of the judges, we'd like to invite Mr. Kihachi Kumagai, Chief Advisor to IVY. Finalists, thank you very much. You did a very good job, every one of you. I also like to thank Ministry of Agriculture for sponsoring this wonderful competition. I also would like to express our appreciation to all the sponsoring companies on behalf of all the parties concerned. On behalf of the judges, I'd like to give you some comments on the dishes presented. Every one of the masterpieces is really worth a gold prize. Unfortunately, we have to rank them. The taste, how it looks, creativity, these are the factors being judged. And of course, because we're talking about washoku, seasonality, a sense of season, and the traditional aesthetic aspects of Japanese cuisine were judged. We have finalists gathered here from all over the world after going through the very stringent screening processes. And I think they are all very much equal in terms of their abilities. And there is the original plate and also the set plate for the challenge. and we asked people to prepare shrimp dumpling with dashi. This shrimp dumpling, how it tastes, how you prepare dashi, and how you use the cooking utensils, how you clean them up. All these manners have also been checked and scored. And also original plate was a part of the selection. This time we have 2 bronze winners. Originality, it was excellent, but some people were unable to really get up to the mark for the prescribed dish, and there are some who had a full score for the prescribed dish but couldn't reach the level of originality that we wanted. So therefore, combining them, we have 2 bronze winners. And the gold winner, Mr. Jalan, is the tiled fish steamed with sato imo and soba. How the tiled fish was salted was excellent, and ebi yam was prepared in a soba-like style. It has a very good balance, and how the dashi was cooked was excellent, which is a key for umami, and its taste in terms of how much the salt is flavored was of excellent balance. So all the judges agreed this to be the gold prize. And in case of Mr. Gonzalo Sanchez Bautista, he had the turnip stuffed with crab dumpling. In Mexico, there's no turnip, I understand. He imported that from Japan in preparing for this competition. And how the carbo was cooked with heat was excellent. It shouldn't be too hard or couldn't be too soft. And I think it struck a very good balance. Also excellent was the dumpling and the sauce. When we talk about Mexican food, you tend to focus more on the spice side of the flavor, but the flavor was gentle to your palate, extracting the best taste of the ingredients. Actually, for the prescribed side, Mr. Gonzalez wasn't taking very high scores, but with originality, he could be a silver winner. And Ms. Cho So-yeon, she included the dish served in the imperial royal court in Korea. You have egg and plenty of vegetables steamed, and tomato is prepared with the supernatant, which is clear, and then turnip is added after being grounded. There was a slight lack of taste in the egg or taro. Perhaps if you can add a little bit more of the salty sense, it could have been even better. But anyway, it is very well made with the very interesting ideas. And I think the cod did not have enough a taste appeal. So she is the bronze winner. And however, for the prescribed dish, she received a full score. And our gold winner, Mr. Jalan Deepak, was a participant of the first challenge. And for this particular challenge, he trained himself throughout the year to really get the award, and I think his enthusiasm and passion led to this gold prize. And each and every dish presented was wonderful. And Western style nikujaga miso's dish was very interesting. I liked it very much. Nikujaga may not be a type of dish that you would serve in a competition like this, but it came from a completely different ways of perspective. If you see the photo, you can tell. But nikujaga itself has become a full-fledged plate of dish. And I really like it, but I am not the only one in the judge members. And we had a very close ties in terms of selecting the better out of all these excellent plates. And Tonyu shabu shabu, I think it's a favorite of the Japanese. This was a very thick soybean milk. And if it is boiled, you get the skin above, and that skin of the soybean milk is topped with sea urchin with the white truffle salt. And then you enjoy the rest with shabu shabu. And I think the soy ponzu sauce is very interesting with the radish, but the truffle oil also is added. It's interesting, but the truffle has a strong salty taste. So everything tastes like truffle oil. The ingredients were really excellent. But everything turned into the truffle taste. It tasted good, but it wasn't up to the expectation, unfortunately. And a traditional samba is cooked with the plum. And it was steamed and was very interesting. This is the simmered saurians, and this I think was very interesting. The difficult thing about this competition is that we have 4 seasons in Japan. Seasonality is often emphasized, but if you go to Southeast Asia, it's warm throughout the year. Expressing seasons under those climates is not easy. And ingredients originally are from Japan. So you talk about the fresh ingredient of the season as a part of the screening. And some of the pieces were not able to express the seasonality. But in any case, Mr. Usman's dish prepared the salmon that you can eat fresh with ponzu and miso, and umami is extracted out of that. And I never thought about using miso for umami, but it is made into sashimi, and jalapeno-based sauce was prepared. It has a very good balance. This may be an interesting new type of Japanese dish, but it couldn't have a very good balance with the vegetable. We only had the radish with some oil, but salmon should have a better balance with other vegetable, perhaps, and then we had the steamed crab dumpling in the crab shell. The grounded crab meat, which is steamed, I think used. That may not have been contributed greatly to get higher points, but it tasted well. From Italy, we had Mr. Daniel Cordili, Yellowtail is used with miso. Miso takes away this a certain aroma which is sometimes disliked both for beef and for seafood, and it uses a beef net. And you have a teriyaki sauce to add. The beef net steak was not cooked good enough, so you tasted some fatty beef because of its net. In French, you get rid of the oily, fatty aspect. That I think could have been better. Mr. Alain Ducasse, the great master chef, was in the judge, and he also considered this oily, fatty beef net to be a bottleneck, although the taste was excellent. And last but not least, the Wagyu was excellent to prepare steak. It is more like a sukiyaki sauce. They would use the pepper. It tastes good, but maybe too much of a simplicity. It didn't really give the flavor of it being washoku. So that's why it wasn't selected as an award winner. So these are the brief reviews of the comments from the judges. Mr. Janan is the winner. He is taking part for the second time in the challenge. I hope that other participants will also be committed for further challenges. 40 years ago, I went to Europe. I studied and trained myself in French cuisine. In those years, there were many Japanese cooks studying in overseas. So as far as the skills are concerned and techniques are concerned, some of the Japanese chefs or cooks really exceed the authentic French chefs, I believe. And these people who are actually making Japanese cuisine overseas hope will really spread and develop new types of washoku, and I hope that this kind of network would further be expanded. And I hope to continue to see that this type of challenge being continued so that we can spread more of Japanese cuisine. I really ask for minister and ministry for the continued support. And with this, I would like to conclude my commentaries, and I'd like to thank the participants again. Thank you very much, Mr. Duca, for giving us a very good comment for each and every work. And Mr. Jalandik is the gold winner. Mr. Gonzalo Chantis and Mr. Cho Song Yang are the bronze prize winners. Once again, please give them a big round of applause. We'd now like to have a photo session. Members of the press, please be ready for the camera. We had excellent 10 finalists on the stage taking part in the photo session. Please smile. While the pictures are being taken, those of you who are seated, I think we're distributing a bento lunch from the back rows. Please do not open the bento lunch. Please make sure that you don't open it, because in the next program you are going to enjoy the box later. So please do not open the box and keep it closed, please. Thank you. So we move on to the moving cameras. May we ask the still cameramen to lower the cameras so that the movie cameras can shoot the finalists.
Please smile, smile.
Please. はい、大丈夫でしょうか。110件のご応募。
We had 110 applications altogether. Out of them, we have 10 finalists on the stage. Thank you very much. This is the end of the photo session. Once again, please give them a big round of applause for the finalists and for the winners.